Yo, what is up, everybody?
Welcome back to Mile Higher Podcast, episode 63. And today we're talking about different trippy topics, couple different things here, a concoction of fun that Josh has put together here. And we have two guests with us today. This is our first podcast with more than one guest. And this is my cousin Janelle and her boyfriend John.
Hello.
Yeah, you guys probably know them from like vlogs and stuff too, a lot of you.
Yeah, probably.
But they're into all of the same stuff as us, and they thought it would be fun to join us for an episode. And, you know, it's good practice for us to practice being on camera.
Yeah, because
with
we got a lot of guests that are going to be coming this year. So
yeah, before you get real guests.
we got to practice, man.
We got to practice with some of these people. Before Shane Dawson rolls up.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
hope.
God.
That would be cool.
Shane and Jeffrey are coming next.
We'll start with the amateur guest.
That would be so cool. Jeffrey?
He's
would
like,
be so
hi,
cool.
how are ya?
Literally like that. Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh, that'd be a cool podcast.
It would be. Let's manifest it all together.
I would love to actually talk to him about aliens and see what his thoughts are on aliens.
Oh, I'm sure he's got some theories.
I'm sure. His whole brand's alien.
Anyways, but yeah, thanks guys for joining us today
Thanks
for
having us.
what I'm calling a trippy cast, guys, because we're going to be talking about a lot of things like Kendall said, but specifically the Mandela Effect, which we're going to talk about the examples of the Mandela Effect and what we think and all that. Plus, we're going to be talking about some universe theories that you may not have heard of and will probably blow your mind. So hopefully you guys are ready for that.
Word.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into woke news that I've got for you this week. So first things first, we've got Nick Bostrom, who is this Oxford philosopher who came up with the simulation theory. Have you guys heard of the simulation theory?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Have they heard of
We've
it?
talked about this many times.
Yes.
Josh, where have you been?
It's true. It's true. So what first things first, you want to explain what that is just for people that don't know?
Me.
Mhm.
I'm the designated simulation
She's
theory
the one that I
explainer.
feel like out of all of us believes in it the least.
Yeah, I definitely believe in it.
So wrong person.
Yeah.
So
It's
for
like
those that don't know,
Sims.
There
I'm
you
just
go.
kidding.
It's like Sims.
That's
Or-
what simple-minded.
Yeah.
That helped me kind of understand it.
Yeah, it's the idea that life is Sims.
Yeah, life's a computer game, basically, or computer program.
Simulation. A program.
Yes.
Much more complicated than Sims, I'm sure.
But it's not just like a wacky theory either. There are a lot of experts that believe this, and there's a lot of actual, evidence of it. So it's
Elon
a
Musk
legitimate
believes in
theory.
it.
Yeah. I
A lot
know.
of
And
people-
he's really smart. I mean, if anyone knows, probably him. So I definitely could be wrong. I don't like say it's not true. I don't know. It seems more unlikely to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? Do you guys believe in that?
I have a really hard time with it because if it's real, then that would be like so depressing and just
Yeah.
kind of like,
What's the point of
why
life?
am
Yeah.
I here? What are we doing then?
Yeah.
But
Definitely,
I
what's
don't
the
know.
point?
I mean, hearing Elon Musk talk about it was actually really interesting. And
Yes. That's
just
what got me a little bit.
everything. I mean, honestly, I only understood like 25% of what he was actually trying to explain.
Yeah.
The
But the
concept
gist-
itself is hard to grasp.
Yes.
Yes.
It takes some time.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But I mean, I don't know. Anything's possible. And it's really interesting once you actually kind of like take the time to think about it. But it is kind of sad to think about. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's hope it's not true. I don't know. It just definitely makes life feel pointless at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're a spiritual person at all, then
Oh, that
you
goes
got to
out the
kind of
drain.
throw that out the window because it's
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
clearly there's no spiritual element to that
Yeah.
other than an artificial one that is just, like you guys, scary to think about.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you have to take everything and at least give it an opportunity to, maybe present some new information. Like his whole thing, this Nick Bostrom guy who came up with the simulation theory. So he just came out with a new paper where he's kind of adding on to this idea of a computer simulated reality. In this new paper, he's calling the vulnerable world hypothesis. And basically in this paper, he's saying that we need government surveillance of everybody. So all of us people out there by the government in order to prevent technology that we're creating. So I think specifically talking about like artificial intelligence or
Yeah.
AI
yeah.
is what he's really getting at, and just how crazy that is, because
So people
it
need to be
could-
surveilled from making it to prevent people from making
Correct.
AI.
You got to like watch everybody, make sure somebody doesn't go and fucking create some evil shit, some evil
Yeah.
AI or something that wants to destroy humanity or wipe us out or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Like an army. That's a scary thought.
so and I think it's a valid
AI
point.
army.
Yeah, it is a very valid point because I think technology and its ability to take over is one of the more reasonable,
Yeah.
like ideas out there
100%. Yeah.
because of where we're at and how fast technology's evolved in the past 10, 15 years.
I mean,
So
it's
quick.
crazy. You think about where we
Snowballed.
were even 100 years ago compared to the amount we have evolved so quickly.
Yep.
And we're just continuing to go faster and faster. And I feel like it's only time before we start building things that are going to outsmart us.
Yeah. It seems like that's the only way.
honestly.
I mean, it really does make sense. But at the end of the day, it's whether or not they are going to have the want. Like, will a robot or an AI device want to take over or do something crazy?
Right. But if we can program it to do that, that's what.
Yeah,
what he's
right.
saying
If
is
it's- Right.
what's going to stop somebody from doing
Right.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to do it on their own? I
Unless
don't
the
know,
government
but yeah.
clamps down on everybody to a point where they have to monitor our entire technological worlds.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And you
And
start
surveil
getting
us.
into the idea, which is really sad, but it's true of terrorist attacks.
yeah.
People are going to start trying to take over
Right.
large amounts of it. It could even be
Yep.
big groups of Tesla. Like John and I were talking about this the other
Yeah.
day. If we
Yes.
start
Yeah,
self-driving cars, if we start getting
Yep.
self-driving cars, how long is it going to be before someone takes over a big portion in a large city or something and makes all the cars go haywire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
And they can already do that, by the way.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
100%. Somebody's
there's been
car's
small
been
cases
hacked,
of it. Yeah.
autopilot taken over
Yeah.
and crashed.
So it's
Oh,
only a matter
that's
of time before you do it
freaky.
in mass quantities because people are that's the direction it's looking towards is
Yeah.
self-driving cars, even though we were in 2020, we're going to have flying cars.
But even look,
Hoverboard.
Just a
look
little
past
behind.
that point. I think the real threat of technology is its potential evolution to surpass us and take over us. It's us
Yeah.
developing technology that is now smart enough to control itself
Yeah.
and rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just people controlling the technology to do these.
Correct.
Yeah.
these-
And that's the question is at the end of the day, is a robot
We
going
will
to
need that.
develop
Mhm.
a want to take over? Will
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
ever? I don't know. I
It makes a lot
certainly
of
don't
we
know.
respect humans.
We respect humans.
I mean, maybe there will be both. There's good and bad humans.
Yeah. Good and bad robots.
Like that movie.
But that means
iRobot.
they'd have to have personalities
I
and their
know,
own
so then-
consciousness. And how far
yeah,
does
they
it
would
go?
have to, it would have to be like a survival instinct.
Yeah.
for
Well, the
robots to that point.
idea is
Yeah.
if they continue to okay, wasn't there a robot that fought for citizenship in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sophia.
Yeah, Sophia.
Sophia's a
Was-
citizen.
Was
Yeah.
she programmed to fight for her citizenship? Or does she just all of a sudden do that?
That's
No,
what I was
she's
thinking.
AI. She's. You have to remember that AI is ever evolving technology and machine learning and blockchain and all of these things that are literally the ability to gather new information and process it and then build upon it is extraordinarily fast.
Yeah.
Way beyond our capabilities as humans. We're so slow to evolve. We're such stubborn creatures. We're just like every other stubborn creature out there. We're just as
very
stubborn.
stuck in our ways.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like most animals. I
Right.
mean, we're creatures of habit,
Which
just like
AI
animals are.
Only purpose is to learn. That's literally what we created it to do, is learn
Totally.
and then continue expanding on that. So it's
It's a really good point.
this is a very real threat. And I totally think that we need to surveil technology to an extent that we need to. Obviously, do you need to, in order to keep somebody from creating a killer robot, do you need to know their web browsing history and
No.
know everything they do online and all of that? I mean, that's
God.
up for debate. But
I feel like people would freak out if we tried to say that because then they'd start.
oh my
being
God, yeah.
Oh man.
Well, this
Yeah.
is
I mean-
the direction we're going, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to get left behind by where
Mhm.
our
Mhm.
world and civilization is going, because we
Mhm.
are advancing,
Yeah.
and there's
so
a lot
fast.
of people are going to be so lost, man,
Oh yeah.
when robots are literally
Yep.
taking their jobs and doing everything that we used to do. We're
That's
gonna
going to be
obsolete.
so weird. We can sit here and say that that's all going to happen in the future all day, but that's actually going to happen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We might have a
100%.
robot cooking us dinner one day.
100%.
That's
Oh,
fucking nice though. That's
there's-
the one reason I've said it before. That's the one reason I want a robot is so it can
Yeah.
cook for us.
There's
That'd be
kitchens that
so
have
nice.
robots
Yeah, they already
that are
have that.
literally
yeah, but
cooking
they're so
meals.
expensive.
I know, but
They really do have
yes,
full on.
that
Yeah.
full on exists. So
Oh
it's a
my
matter of
gosh.
time before they're in every home.
Yeah.
you
They've
know.
got-
It'll be like a microwave in 30 years. Oh my gosh.
100%.
Imagine.
No,
You'll
literally,
never
they're
feel alone.
attached to the ceiling, their arms, and they will literally chop things up,
Yeah.
turn on the stove for you. It's crazy, a full
Chop
on meal.
you up, maybe.
Yeah, walk out.
Come close, bitch. I'll cut you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
That's the ultimate
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Give
Because
those
the whole
fuckers
thing
knives.
is like, there's this whole practical purpose to that technology that sounds amazing, and like
yeah.
the convenience and just all these mundane tasks we have to do now, we won't have to do because a robot will do it for us. But at the
That's so
same
crazy.
time,
I'd
you
take a
have to
laundry bot.
live. Like, imagine
Basically
living
have a
every
laundry
day.
bot.
That would be nice. We really need
Right?
one.
A laundry bot?
bad.
Like to just fold your laundry, you mean?
Just to do it, the whole
All of
fucking
it.
all of it.
Oh, just the whole
It
process.
collects it. Puts it in
folded,
the thing.
kicks it
folds
out,
it,
puts
puts
it in
it
your
away.
drawer.
That would be convenient.
And then
Somebody
cooks
invent
dinner
that.
after that. Wouldn't that be so
And then
nice?
draws you a bath.
I mean, if you think about it, it's scary. And a lot of people are, I mean, they're probably right. It's crazy.
Again, it comes
but
back
it's
to this
so
idea,
nice. like that would be really nice. And it
Mhm.
would free you up, and it would free all humans up. Everyone would have more time. Hopefully, if they use their time wisely to do more things and maybe solve global warming and do other things if we're not wasting time cooking and cleaning. That's the devil's advocate side.
I'm
You don't
sorry,
think so?
Kendall.
That means like
The place we're going is we all will be in different realities.
No, I know. That's true.
Like,
That's the
our
really
realities
positive.
are going to be so virtual. Like, we're going to be meshed with the physical realm and then the virtual realm, in that your phones, all these computers, this is going to be all obsolete technology in 10, 20,
oh
20,
yeah.
30 years, especially from now. All that shit's going to be like biologically inserted into us. Like, we're going to become cyborgs.
I don't want that
In the
though.
next
Can
50
you say
years.
no?
No,
I mean-
because then you're like, then you could, but then you got to go live in like
Then
a
you
little
live in, like,
fucking
shitty
enclave
technology,
with,
and they're like, "Oh my god, you have an
Amish.
iPhone? Why are you holding your laptop? Like, get it
It's gonna be
programmed
like
in
you have
your
an
brain."
iPhone, and it's literally
Well,
an
in your-
iPhone.
Your eye is your
Dun,
phone.
your eye.
That's where it's
That's what it
going.
was
Where's
supposed
your
to be.
iPhone? In my eye, bitch. That'd be crazy. Imagine
No,
having
dead
that, like,
serious,
be able to
that's
pull
where
up. Imagine, I would never want to be a teacher in this day and age. You try to
It's gonna get
control
harder
your
and harder.
students from being on their phones now. You can't even see.
Oh,
They're like
just-
behind their eyelids, like fucking on Twitter and stuff.
I
using
give
their
teachers
Musically.
props
But
for
but
many
think about it. At that point,
Or what is it?
we're going to
TikTok
be able
now?
to upload information to our brains. We won't need to learn the conventional way anymore. We can
Sure.
literally download and upload from our computer systems to our brain to get the information we need. So kids will just become programmed by whatever they need, and then you go on with life. So essentially, we literally become the robots in this type of civilization, which we are currently heading into, by the
Yep.
way. Unless
That's
we make a
insane.
major shift to a different direction. But
But we're not
I don't
going to do
foresee
that.
that happening,
No,
Mm-mm.
sadly.
no. And Japan's already like way ahead of us. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole world is. I mean,
yeah.
eventually all these countries, automation and AI and robotics will just completely like revolutionize the planet.
It's gonna look like Wall-E eventually, like how it looked, or not Wall-E. What am I thinking of? The space one before that.
Oh,
Gosh,
Wait, isn't that Wall-E?
maybe it is Wall-E.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
That's
pretty
the
sure it's
one.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
How it starts out.
With like all the people that are just sitting there, like, let me look it up.
They're just in trash in the beginning. I
I'm
think
drawing a huge blank. I have no idea
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't know.
I think it's Wall-E.
maybe I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's like
this.
foreseeing a lot.
This?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
All right.
So to wrap this story up, there is one other point I wanted to mention, and that's in this paper that this guy wrote. He said that we need to lean into mass government surveillance, outfitting every person with a necklace like quote unquote freedom tags that can hear and see what they
Oh
are
my
doing at all
God.
times.
Freedom.
These tags would feed into Patriot monitoring stations or freedom centers where artificial intelligence monitors the data, bringing human freedom officers into the loop if they detect signs of basically something bad happening or technology that's could be bad for society being brought forth. So,
Insane.
but that could be a reality that we all face in the next 20 years. Like it seems like it. And to me, it almost sounds like the whole conspiracy of New World Order, one world government and all of that. That's what I think of when I think him saying this, because that's essentially the idea, is that we, all become one giant nation and controlled by one world government that
Maybe that just has to happen.
controls
though.
us. Maybe we're not. Yeah. I mean, there's this whole debate. Are we capable of evolving past a point where we need something like that?
I don't know.
Or are we just kind of dumb, stupid people that can never get there?
I don't know, but
So we should
according
be
to that
programmed.
Kardashev scale, you have to have a one government.
Yeah.
So
It's true. That
maybe
is
that's
true.
like a You know. Do
Well,
you guys
that's the
know
whole
that?
thing,
Even
is
on the
like-
Kardashev scale.
Right. And that you're totally right. That could be the other part of it. You know, the conspiracy part may be just completely bullshit. And in actuality, the one world nation coming together is actually going to help propel us into the next millennium.
It
You know,
might.
and
Yeah.
as a
Maybe it's the only
civilization.
way to move forward or to save the planet.
Right.
Our planet's a mess, guys.
I mean, I don't know if it's how do you possibly like make everyone come together for one giant world order though?
Yeah, that seems so crazy. That'd be like so hard.
You couldn't, but a system like this could.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the AI. It's the technology, the necklaces. You put a freaking necklace on everybody. It beams back to all
What if you
these stations.
take it off?
They'll probably implant something in you too.
Oh my.
Or they'll know
What?
you take it off and somebody comes and tracks your ass down and
Oh,
puts it
I've-
back on you.
I feel like a necklace, like I feel like more
I
than
think
anything
there's
would
a
be
movie
a
like
chip,
this.
Yeah.
like a little.
That's
like
what
a
I
little
keep saying is
microchip.
like
in
a
a
Yeah, I
dog.
think it would too.
You
I
get
feel
scanned.
like that is so far off to me. I don't know. I
It's
feel like
not.
something crazy would have to happen in the world to get to that point. Like there'd have to be a mass incident.
Think about how
or
they're going to
a huge
advertise it,
issue.
though. They would advertise it as such convenience,
Right.
a great thing to
Yeah.
save lives, and
Just like
to put it
AirPods.
to put it in as a kid. and then-
AirPods. Just like AirPods.
I'm just saying, man, AirPods are trash, but they advertised them really well.
Are they really trash? I thought they're
not
like
that
expensive
bad.
and
I
good.
have a pair.
John has
They're
them,
not
and
that
he's
bad.
like, excuse me.
They do have their flaws, and I think it's because it's the first run too.
They definitely have their
But
flaws.
Oh.
it's like every Apple product. It's not worth what the price tag is. on it.
Yeah.
It's an Apple product.
It's just
so.
Apple.
Yep.
Meanwhile, there's how many Apple products in this table?
A lot.
Everybody but me, baby.
But yes,
anyways.
wait. If you don't have AirPods right now, definitely wait
For the next
for
show.
the next one. Yep.
Even the black ones? Anyways, we're getting off topic.
If you want another option, check out Jabra.
Oh my
Anyway.
gosh.
Oh.
I had to. I'm such a Virgo, man. Oh my God. All right. So this is a great transition though, because we're talking about technology and how it's going to end the world. Well, guess what? Your Airbnb host might be spying on you with hidden cameras they have in their Airbnbs.
Might be. Oh. Yeah.
Might be.
It's good stuff.
Because there's this whole like controversy right now with Airbnb basically saying like hosts are allowed to have cameras on their property, but only if the devices aren't in bathrooms or rooms where guests sleep, obviously, and only if they give guests a chance to consent before they book a listing.
Yes.
Which makes sense,
They
but
have
a
to
lot of people
disclose this,
don't.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. They have to disclose it because you have to like sign like a little renter's thing.
But
when
are
you
there
do that.
cases of them not doing that in the past?
Correct. Yeah. And that's what this one story was recently. A New Zealand family discovered their Airbnb host in Ireland was not only recording them in secret, but live streaming the feed.
That's freaky.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
creepy
Okay,
and
live
weird.
streaming, there's no that's not like for safety. That's just for I don't
Pleasure.
know.
Or
yeah, something
whatever.
creepy.
Personal
Somebody's
interests.
experience. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't know.
freaky.
And basically the only punishment they got was just kicked them off the platform, which you could just like create another account, I guess, maybe not. But that's it pretty much. And the whole thing is like how like could there be a lot of people already doing this type of thing and there's just no way for Airbnb to know that they're doing it too? Like
Yeah.
how
I
much
mean,
control can Airbnb have over their people renting places on their site? Like
How hard
People
is
could
it
have
to
hidden
see a
cameras everywhere.
webcam? I don't understand why it's like.
Well, I think they have tiny cameras.
Yeah, they
right?
can be pretty small.
they're so small.
They
Do
can
you
be-
really go out of your way to get that small?
It's like movies. They can be in stuffed animals. They can be,
No,
in
but, like-
bookshelves.
Yeah, you put them in like the eye, like how in what is it? Meet the Parents. There's Me has like the eye in the teddy bear is
Yeah.
like a
Yep.
nanny
So
cam.
that's like a real thing on an everyday. Like I thought that was like for, but he was like in
Yeah, he was,
secret,
like, in the
like
FBI.
yeah.
But
I'm
now
talking about like
nanny
every day on
cams.
Amazon.
Oh
like-
yeah, nanny cams are so popular now.
Yeah, nanny cams, but those are like the ones like you have in your living room. Like I feel like you can't just hide cameras. Whatever.
Yeah,
doesn't
but I
matter.
think they make like disguised ones.
probably do.
Oh,
That's
100%.
so
Just go on
crazy, though.
Amazon.
Yeah, I'm sure if you went to Amazon and typed in like disguised camera, do it.
Which
Look it
just like I am from now on gonna like do a sweep of the house as best I can and
Yeah,
like look for
especially like sensitive areas like the bedroom and
cameras.
your
100% that.
bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Look at the ceilings and look like in
Yeah, in
little
vents.
cubbies and just where obvious
In the
places they
vents.
might hide them.
You're gonna be like paranoid, like at your next Airbnb, freaking out because of us.
Seriously.
Bring a
Seriously,
UV
though.
light as well so you can check the
And
walls.
think about how many Airbnbs you've already stayed in.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I know. I've thought about
For
that.
all I know, someone could have some like footage of us somewhere.
That freaks me out.
So I don't know. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because this issue of surveillance is becoming a more prominent issue in all facets of life, in cars now, in every Uber you're in, you're recorded as well. For the most part, but you're recorded like everywhere you go now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, our phones are all listening to us.
Your
right
house
now.
is listening to you.
You're being listened to 24/7. And honestly, it's crazy how fast your phone proves it to you. You talk about something and then you pop up Instagram and then you have ads for it instantly.
Right there.
Yeah.
Bam.
And the amount of there's all the websites that are connected. Like you Google one thing on Amazon and then all your Facebook ads are that. And then all the website ads on any website you go to or something that you were just looking up and maybe buying or something. It's just like all your information is exposed and everything that you're doing is being recorded and distributed.
Yeah, given to advertisers and Google and putting data. I'm sure all of us have like gigs and gigs, maybe terabytes worth of data on us and our online activity.
I wouldn't even want to know mine. Like, it's
God,
insane.
no, I know.
And I've
It's
been
like-
doing this, like trying to do this for a living for like almost 8 years, right? 2012.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy though. I mean, when you really think
Or
about
like
it.
7 years, right? I don't know. A long ass time. A lot of fucking time on the internet.
Yeah. So much of our lives are on the internet at this point. It's
But I
really
guess
crazy.
this stuff never really scares me that much because there's nothing that anyone can find out from me that would be juicy. Like, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
And I mean, that's people's argument with it is like, why are you worried about being surveilled? You got nothing to hide. Should be a problem.
Yeah,
But come on, everybody wants some privacy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants at least a
definitely.
little bit of privacy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Come on, man.
I mean, I don't know. It's creepy.
It is. But the last thing that I wanted to talk about, because it was 420 recently,
Yes.
and we're big fans of 420 and cannabis in general. So we wanted to talk about with these guys, because actually John works in the cannabis industry here in
Yes.
Colorado.
Yeah.
John,
John,
tell
what do
us
you
a
do?
little
Tell
bit
us what you do.
tell us a
I was
little
going to
bit
do that in
about
the
your work
beginning. I literally
background, Johnny.
forgot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I just finished my master's degree in accounting and am currently a CPA candidate. But I work for a cannabis production facility here in the state of Colorado. We actually do have operations in multiple other states, including Arizona, California, Nevada, Puerto Rico, Jamaica,
Oh, wow. I didn't know Puerto Rico.
Michigan,
Wow.
and
Michigan.
and expanding. It's known as Keef or Keef Brands.
That's
so-
Shout out Keef.
KEEF.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah,
stuff.
so you can
Especially
look
the
up
Keef Colas.
keefbrands.com if you want to check us out, see what we're all about. But yeah, it's a really cool space and a really fast growing industry.
Yeah. Especially in Colorado.
yeah,
How
totally.
has it changed just since you've started?
Yeah, that's a good question.
When
When did you first start?
So I started in mid 2017
Okay.
is when I got in there. So just about 2 years at this point.
Okay.
It's grown a
Um,
lot since then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just grown in Colorado. It's really, really grown. There's
Mhm.
more dispensaries in Colorado than there are Starbucks
That's
locations.
crazy.
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
In Denver, I believe.
In Denver.
I don't
Is
know
it
if it's
Denver?
in Colorado. I think it
could
might be in
That
Denver.
could be.
But
But
still, to think about that.
we distribute to
dispensaries.
more than 400 dispensaries in the state. And yeah, I don't know. I think the market itself is and the industry is evolving day by day, and it's just becoming more regulated and controlled. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just expanding, like I said, between all the states.
So you're
and-
seeing more regulation
Yes.
as time goes on.
Yep.
That's interesting. I think a lot of people think it would get looser over time, the laws, you
Yep.
know?
I feel
Mm.
like people are starting to run into more like issues and find, as you run a whole new industry, there's more things that you learn as you go. And then you're like, oh, well, we got to deal with this and we got to figure out a way to deal with this. And how
Correct.
do you regulate this? And there has to be a law for this thing because
it's mitigating future risks, but you don't know those risks until they happen.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like
Yeah.
learn as you go experimentation.
yeah,
But I feel like the industry has become very like normalized as well. At least
it is.
in our state, it's
It
become
is.
a lot more normalized. And just the sense of like people who go and buy from the dispensary are like people from all, walks of earth. And so
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
it's not really a big deal
No.
Mm-mm.
anymore, especially in here. I
No.
don't know how it is. I'm sure like,
So
other states.
chill.
it's a little bit different, but
So like a mom pull up to a dispensary in her minivan,
Yeah.
kids in
Yeah.
the back. She's like parks.
Yep.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's really not a big deal.
Right. Nobody's like staking out the dispensaries to like look to see who goes in or anything.
Right.
Like,
No.
nobody
No.
cares. Like literally
No.
nobody cares. It's like
No
a liquor
one
store, man.
cares.
Like,
And a lot of the people going in there are chronic pain patients
Yeah.
and
100%.
medical
Oh, yeah.
patients.
It's so
Yep.
funny. My cousin from back east came and visited me recently, and we pulled off the highway to come to my house. And she saw a dispensary, and she was like, "Oh wow, they're just like there." And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Normally
everywhere."
they're like
dude."
lit up.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh wow, literally just says like marijuana dispensary." I was like,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they're totally advertising themselves. Like I think
Mhm.
people expect it to be like some like
discreet behind
like,
like some
shack.
alleyway or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. You have to like go around.
Hop in the
Right.
car
Yeah.
with the
Show
guy.
your
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's super regulated. You know, I have to have background checks and have the state verify all my information. and stuff like
IDs
that
on
to-
all the time.
Yeah, to get badged just to work in a
Yeah.
facility. Any
Yeah.
facility that, you know, there's going to be any plant matter that's handled, touched, you know,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So yeah, it's super regulated. People don't understand that, but yeah, it is, and it's growing, and it'll reach every state here soon, and yeah, it's exciting.
You think it's going to get to every state?
Yeah,
When do you think that'll happen by, if you had to guess?
next 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
50
agree.
states?
Yep.
Do you think it'll be one big sweep? Like it's just like a nationwide thing, or everyone
No,
will be on its
I
own?
think.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
think it's going to be federally legal at some point, and
Okay.
then it's going to be just a state by state basis of when they fully implement it and get it everything up and running and stuff like that. But
Interesting.
by then, it's going to be the whole setup's going to be laid out because, you know, Colorado, California, Washington, all these states that were the first ones to do it, you know, have set
Yeah.
it all up and
So even
Yeah.
if they
drawn the blueprint.
like legalize it federally, and some states are like, well, we don't want to support it still, you can't. This is such a stupid question.
There's
I'm
no stupid questions.
You
Trust
should
me,
know
I
that."
say a lot of
Can you
stupid
go
questions.
to jail then if it's federally legal and you're in a state that doesn't necessarily like support it and have euphoras popping around everywhere?
Yeah,
But
what does that even really do, having it federally legal,
Like-
if it doesn't matter what, if, mean-
does it decriminalize it then? Does that mean you're like, oh, well, it's legal here? Doesn't, I know you don't sell it, but just I have it. So can you grow it then? Does that mean? I wonder how that works.
Yeah, I don't know the straight answer to that. I think it still is going to fall back then, I think, on a state to state basis.
Mhm.
So
Well, if
could
you think
sti-
about it, like, look what, for an example,
what would happen is the federal government then isn't going to intervene in any activity or any, you know, illegal grows, stuff like that, because
Right.
on their level, it's
Yeah.
legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the states, I think, and every,
could
you know,
still,
could still go in and, you know, you're not
Huh.
supposed to do it.
well, look at like,
Huh.
I guess this isn't a great example,
But how many states,
Like
like, you know,
cities.
there's, what do you, if a majority of states legalize it, I don't think you'll have many stragglers. It just wouldn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not good for the economy.
No.
and everything. It's been so great for our economy.
That's why I think
Yes.
people are going to realize like, oh, you can make
Yep.
a lot of money really quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, that's like a huge reason for a lot of people doing it is the money.
hmm
It's a
Yeah.
$1 billion industry already.
And most
just in
people
the
don't
state.
realize, you know, you go into a dispensary, if you look at your receipt, you know, you pay a state tax, a municipal tax, a city tax,
All that.
and an RTD tax.
RTD.
So total's about 25%
Dang,
of your
that's a
purchase.
lot.
of your
Yeah.
purchase.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of tax.
Yeah.
It's a heavy tax, but
Worth
it, you
it.
know, it is worth it. It's provided a lot. They're building a big rec center,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
in town. And
As long as
goes
the money
towards
keeps
roads and all
going
sorts of-
towards good
yeah.
stuff, like
Yeah.
I'm
Totally.
down.
Yeah.
totally, it's something that could really help the education system,
Absolutely.
in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Yeah. I think it definitely could too.
especially if it goes federally legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
exactly.
Then we
all
have
around.
a reason to fund the education system more. And
Yeah.
I mean, not
Get
to
it to where it
mention
should
if it
be.
goes federally legal and people will stop going to prison for
Well, that too.
50 years for having a joint on them.
yeah,
That's insanity.
Like, what is that?
It makes me feel guilty that like that could never happen to me. I can do that here, and I could do it
It
next to a
blows
police
my
officer and say,
mind.
"What's up, sir?" And they can't do anything.
Like, hello,
And
ma'am.
then someone else is in jail. Like,
Yep.
in what world? It's so messed up.
Meanwhile, there's people who are sexually assaulting people and going to prison for like a few months and then leaving.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on? We've got some priorities for this, people.
Our whole world's messed up.
We need to rethink that a little bit. This is a plant we're talking about here. Let's all settle down.
Yeah, God, I know. People do need to settle down because we really need this, and not just so people can get high. It's for the people that need it medically.
Yes.
You know, John works at a company that makes a lot of doesn't necessarily deal directly with the flower all the time, but they deal with the concentrates and all of the different things that, products can be made from cannabis extract. So
yeah, just the amount of topical things that I use that contain THC and CBD. And the two combined work even better.
Right. I mean, just this morning, John was having like major allergies and put some lotion on that is like infused. And then like 10 minutes later, he was like, this is so much better. Like, no more hives.
That's crazy. Yeah. It's so calming to the skin, CBD.
Yeah. And which, if you can't take advantage of, cannabis like we're able to in Colorado, all 50 states, CBD hemp is legal. So, check check Google and stuff, see what's around you, but you can also do hempbombs.com as well.
Yes.
For
hemp bombs is lit.
Right?
Really good CBD.
It really
you guys
is.
use hemp bombs. What's your experience with hemp bombs?
Oh,
for people wanting to try CBD but don't really know.
I would say totally go for it because I don't really know if there's like any negative side effects really, especially if you like take a little bit. I feel like the worst that would happen is you'd like maybe get a little diarrhea. Like if you took up the entire bottle, if you like chug the entire bottle, I don't know. But
cause drowsiness.
Yeah,
that could be a negative maybe.
Sleep
but most people would see that as a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, really there's it. I mean, don't quote me on this. I'm not a doctor, everybody, but I don't think it like really has any side effects of like medicine and stuff. It's pretty great for.
It's pretty bland.
Yeah. And it's legal.
Yeah, but they have the other forms too. If you don't want just the oil,
Mm-hmm.
they have the gummies.
Yep.
That's what I like.
Yeah, you like the gummies, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they have some nighttime gummies that are with melatonin.
Yes.
Really good.
Nighttime ones are
good.
they work so well. It's
They
like
do.
amazing.
And they're really delicious. Like
all their stuff is good.
It takes a lot for me to not just like keep eating them.
I know.
You can't.
And their vapes, if you're into vaping, their CBD vape juice is awesome. And it comes in so many flavors, including my favorite, which is sugar cookie.
Oh yeah. Such good stuff.
It is.
Oh, and the dog CBD stuff.
Oh yeah.
Little Charlie.
Let's have a little moment.
Here.
We're gonna meet Charles. This is little Charlie boy.
Everyone say hi.
Describe what kind of dog he is.
He is a little Havanese / maybe a little Bichon in there. Well, I guess he is Bichon either way, right? They're all Bichon. Bichon Frise, Bichon
Part of the
Havanese.
Bichon family. Yeah.
He's a dog. He's a breed of dog.
Breed of dog. He's actually a baby lamb. That's what he looks like.
He really does look like a lamb.
But yeah, he's a
He's
little
just chilling. He's got
rescue.
anxiety.
We got him. He's a mill dog. He's 6.5 years old, and he was in a puppy mill for his whole life. So he has some bad anxiety. And Hemp Bombs makes dog CBD tinctures, and we squirt it in, and it actually really helps him. We gave it to him before, and look at him, he's just chilling.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks.
it works
happy.
really well.
Yeah, it really does help him
It's
because
really great.
he has, and I'm not gonna like give him prescription drugs from the vet because that's just like not necessary. It just helps take the
Natural.
little edge off for the dude.
Yeah, definitely helps with car rides, pain, all that
Car
kind of
rides
stuff.
for
You're-
They have dog biscuits too now.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that.
So everything you need for your pet needs, hempbombs.com. But guys, let's go ahead and get into the trippy realm of the Mandela Effect. But before we do, let's thank our first sponsors for today. So if you're like me, you probably deal with stress and anxiety probably on a daily basis. I mean, I know I do, and it can be oftentimes hard to just deal with it and find a way to alleviate that stress. With all the things that are going on in this world right now and how crazy everything is, it can be really hard to even just sleep at night. So what can you actually do to help alleviate that stress, help you sleep better, as well as help with your anxiety? Well, today I'm here to tell you that we are partnering with Calm, the #1 app to help you reduce your anxiety and stress and help you sleep better. More than 40 million people around the world have downloaded it already. If you head to calm.com/milehigher, you'll get 25% off a Calm premium subscription. And what's really cool about your subscription is it includes a lot of different things like guided meditations on issues like stress, anxiety, and focus, as well as a brand new meditation for you every single day. There's also one of my favorite things called sleep stories, which are literally bedtime stories for adults designed to just help you relax. Right now, Mile High listeners get 25% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/milehigher. That's CALM.com/milehigher. Get unlimited access to all of Calm's content today at calm.com/milehigher. Admit it. You may think that cybercrime is something that happens to other people. You may think that no one wants your data, or that hackers can't grab your passwords or credit card details. But actually, you're wrong. Stealing data from unsuspecting people on public Wi-Fi is one of the simplest and cheapest ways for hackers to make money. When you leave your internet connection unencrypted, you might as well be writing your passwords and credit card numbers on a huge billboard for the rest of the world to see. That's why I decided to take action to protect myself from cyber criminals. I use ExpressVPN. So essentially what ExpressVPN is it secures and anonymizes your internet browsing by encrypting all of your data as well as hiding your public IP address. So you basically are invisible to hackers. ExpressVPN has easy to use apps that run seamlessly in the background of your computer, phone, or tablet. So you can secure all of those devices no matter where you are in the world. And you can always make sure you have a secure web browsing experience. Protect your online activity today and find out how you can get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/milehigher. That's expressvpn.com/milehigher for 3 months free with a 1-year package. Visit expressvpn.com/milehigher to learn more.
And we're back.
Let's talk about the Mandela Effect.
Yes. Okay. So we have talked about the Mandela Effect on the podcast before, but we haven't actually talked about the Mandela effects.
Like the examples.
The examples.
Right.
And we talked about it would be fun to bring in more people that's why they're here for this episode, especially specifically because we thought it'd be kind of fun to all remember what we personally see if we all agree on these Mandela effects and just our thoughts on them.
And this is the topic that we all like bonded. This is like the first like trippy topic.
It was one of the first. Yep.
One of those nights. Yep. John, you told me about this, right? It was you. Or was it you? Which one of you told me?
I think it was me because I told John and John looked at me like I was insane.
She told me and then kind of convinced me of this idea. And then I think we shared it with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, what? So yeah, this is the whole like Bernstein. If you've never heard of the Mandela Effect, definitely.
It's like when we have a memory of something that all of us remember, but then in fact, it wasn't actually real. Like it wasn't.
And this is like small weird things like how different food chains are spelled or like little
small
like details
things,
in
small
movies.
things.
Song lyrics.
Very
and stuff,
small things like you'll get it when we start talking about examples, but
it's not
weird.
a Mandela effect unless a lot of people think that. A lot of people think anything that they like got
Perceived
confused about
like,
is a Mandela effect.
It's the mass amounts of people that believe a particular memory.
And
is
the reason
real.
it's called Mandela Effect, if you don't know about this, is it's named after Nelson Mandela. A bunch of people thought that he had died years before he actually
like
did
the 80s,
in a prison cell. And tons of people
being one of
remember
them.
that. I remember it too.
I remember in 9th grade, this person was doing a report in my English class on him. And I like really remember him talking about him dying and his funeral. And then
I remember so clearly learning about like the size of his jail cell and how big it was and like, which he did go to jail.
Yes.
That was all.
Yes.
But everyone thought that he died there.
Yes.
It's so strange. So that's just one example out of many. We're going to look at them today.
I mean, I did too. John, did you think so too?
Yeah.
So
I
all
really
of us,
did.
and
It's
how many of you
weird.
out there? Probably like all of you.
Yeah.
I feel like that was, at least if you're, of the younger generation, I think, or closer to our age, I think, you find more people believe that versus like you go ask your parents or something, they'd be like, no.
Yeah.
They
My
don't think
dad
that.
doesn't believe that.
And so maybe I'm wondering if like our generation has jumped through a different universe
Yeah.
for a little bit or something.
Well, that's
Or they had a different education than us.
Or it's back to the technology we were talking about
that's
before
confusing.
because we've been flashed images in front of our face forever.
Might be that too.
So we're seeing all these different things that they wouldn't have, I don't know, they wouldn't have caught as where we had exposure to all different.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it was like always happening. They just weren't as
Yes.
Aware.
aware of it. Okay.
So we have a bunch of different examples of Mandela effects here, and we're just going to go through them and see what we think.
Yeah. Whether you think this is, we all remember this being true when it really wasn't. So like Oscar Mayer, which I don't know what that is. It's a brand of hot dogs and lunch meats that I don't know many people that eat it. Actually, I eat it. So
Ew, we don't buy that.
I have eaten it. No. In the past, growing up and stuff, I ate it. But
Yeah. Well, we don't
I'm
really
sure
eat
everyone
pigs,
has.
so.
anyways, People remember it being spelled as Meyer for Meyer, Oscar Mayer, when in reality it's actually Mayer.
I remember Mayer, so this one doesn't apply to me.
This one does apply to me 100%. It actually bothers me. Why would you spell or why would you pronounce something that's Mayer? Meyer.
Mayer. That looks like mayor to me.
It
right?
does.
Why would you say? Yeah, exactly. Why would you say it that way?
Is there another instance that A is pronounced as I?
May.
Whenever I think of A
Like
John
sounding
Mayer.
like I,
Is
like
there-
MAI.
Mayer.
Exactly. There would be
spell
MAI, but was there ever an instance where
No,
A
it's
is
always-
just A is pronounced as I? You know,
Mayer.
I do remember it as Meyer.
Meyer.
Yeah,
or
John.
what I
Look
believe
at how
to
John
be.
Mayer spells it.
Yeah. And he pronounces it Mayer, not Meyer. John Meyer.
Oh yeah, duh. You're right. John. Well, duh. Yeah. Oh my god, that was stupid.
John Meyer, like the month of May. You know.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, they pronounce it Oscar.
But you said you
Mayer.
remember this the other way.
Well, I remember the song. I don't remember really I honestly was dyslexic as a kid, so I didn't read shit anyway. I didn't pay attention to
Sure.
words. So I have no idea about the spelling. I actually just remember the song, like the Mayer. I remember there was an A in it. I know there was an A in it because I remember thinking as a kid, Meyer, why is there an A in
Maybe
Meyer?
it's just a weird pronunciation, and that's why we're associating it with E.
Yeah,
Probably.
Saying it.
probably.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Because if you think about like how you hear things, doesn't necessarily
True.
spell out exactly what it is. you
Yeah.
know?
And that's why I was mentioning, I think some of these false memories are created by these images. It's us. It's all like visual. We
Yeah.
see these images and, you know, either confuse them or
Yeah.
think we saw something we did. Maybe we just
Yeah.
took a quick glance at it. And
Right.
changed images then, you know,
Right.
on the screen or whatever.
Well, why do
So I
we
don't
But it's
know.
like,
think
how
about-
are there so many examples?
Yeah, and why are they like specific things? Let's continue
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's go down
on
the
with
list.
some of the more trippy
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. What's the
I
next
agree.
one?
The Monopoly Man doesn't have a monocle.
Do you remember the Monopoly Man having a monocle?
That bothers me. Yes.
I do
The
too.
definitely
Monopoly
remember
Man
him
has a
having one.
monocle. Okay, if those of you have seen
Believe
Pet
so.
Detective, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, hello, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It is. I love it.
They make a joke where he like knocks out the guy with the little monocle,
Right,
and Jim
yeah.
Carrey's
Yes.
like, "You must be the Monopoly guy."
Yes. Oh my gosh. How weird.
I feel
I'm
like he
like-
looks incomplete without his monocle.
Yeah.
He does.
like, something looks wrong with him. He definitely had the monocle. That's like so weird.
It makes me mad. Like,
And why would he
come
be like
on.
tipping his hat and
Hap.
Why would he be tipping his hat and running on this other side of his eye if he didn't have a monocle? Like, why is he just running and tipping his hat? Like, if he's tipping his hat, it's probably like to help him see out of the other eye.
That's really
I'm like
overanalyzing.
super
Josh. Wait. Okay. So the next one's Pokemon.
Pikachu's tail
Pikachu.
isn't black.
Okay, this has always bothered me too.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
I'm not
enough.
a huge
Yeah.
Pokemon fan. However,
I feel
I
like I
always
remember
remember it being having a little black stripe.
Yeah, I was. I
feel
mean,
like
I was
it'd
into
probably get ripped
Pokemon when I
apart.
was younger, and I
Were you?
thought it was black too.
Oh, you do. I mean, I was pretty shocked when I saw
Yeah.
it. Like,
I had no idea. I mean, I really,
There's no black mark on his tail. Why is there black marks on his ears then?
I don't know.
And not on his tail? Doesn't make sense.
So strange.
I just always remember it having black on his tail.
Pikachu with no black on his tail.
That doesn't look right to me.
Okay. And then the classic.
Yeah, maybe the most well-known one.
Yeah.
Berenstain.
This is the one that
Berenstain Stain Bears.
This is the one that got me. This is the first one I
Yeah,
saw.
me
that was
too.
like, what?
Yeah. I was like, that's just no.
on?
That's just
That is
wrong.
That looks disgusting. It makes me ill. I want to call the police when I see it. I hate everything about it.
I want to call the police.
I literally hate it. It's so
Yeah,
stupid.
It is. It's cringy. Like it looks wrong. Yeah. I don't like that.
Sorry for those of you who don't know. It's basically the argument. It's spelled Berenstein or
Like Stein.
Berenstain.
It's the Berenstain Bears.
A-
Weren't we at my
AIN.
parents' house looking for the books?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
We were.
You still
Because
want some?
we had a ton of these growing up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a whole
I was gonna
collection
say.
I
of them.
loved this.
Me too.
Weren't they the ones with like the
Thing.
gold on the side? The books?
No,
I
No.
don't think
No.
so.
they were just thin little paperback books.
Yep,
Usually,
exactly.
sometimes they're hardcover.
I
Yeah.
wasn't that into it.
I didn't read the books
I watched-
as much
Yeah,
as
I
I
watched
watched
I had
the
the little
TV.
thin
Yeah.
hardcover ones,
I
but
watched the
Yeah.
shows.
I had my
I always
mom always
remember
got them at garage sales.
Stein, like the Berenstain.
Stein. It's
Bears.
Berens because it's not even pronounced Berenstain Bears, is it? Do people pronounce? I guess that is the
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, I swear I remember hearing it. Berenstain.
Berenstain.
Berenstain Bears.
The Berenstain Bears.
So what the fuck? Why is it not?
Is that even their song? I'm gonna be embarrassed if that's not even like their theme song, and I'm like, going around
She's just
singing
like,
the Berenstain Bears. I'm pretty sure in my head isn't that their song?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
You
would
watch
look it up,
too
but
much
we'll get
TV.
copyrighted by whatever company owns this.
Berenstain Bears. If you have anything to say about this,
Yeah.
Please
No,
come
the
forward.
couple has. The authors have said, no, our name has always been Berenstain. What are you talking about, idiots?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know what? That's what the Sims are.
But how is
programmed
it
to
then
say.
all of us remember it the other way?
Yeah, that's what makes it a
And
Mandela
remember
effect is
hearing it the other way?
everyone, well, not everyone. There's always people that are like,
Not me. I've always known I was AIN.
Yay.
Sorry if you're one of those people.
Yeah,
Hashtag
there
love
definitely
you.
are.
Okay,
Hashtag
well,
sorry,
I'm
not
just
sorry.
saying, like, I'm pretty sure that there was even a statistic that showed there were more people that, like, Google showed that more people searched it with EIN than AIN.
Yes, it is true. hmm And
the
same with
hell?
Sex in the City versus
What the
Sex
hell?
and the City.
Yeah. It's not Sex in the City, right?
No, it's not Sex in the City. It's Sex and, the city.
Disappointing show.
Okay. Random. I've never even seen a full episode of it. I've like seen it on TV and
I
I
have no
always
idea
get
what's
tripped out
going
by the
on.
fact that there's like narration during it that she's like
Yeah.
in third person talking about herself and it just weirds me out and I turn it off.
Okay, what about this one? Which one looks better for you?
What
And
do
then
you
we're
look-
looking at Curious George and whether
Did he
or
have a
not
tail or
he has
not?
a tail.
Why wouldn't he have a fucking tail? What kind of monkey doesn't have a tail?
He doesn't.
A
What
chimp.
kind of artist was like, you know
He's a
what? This
chimpanzee.
monkey doesn't need a tail. Let me erase
Chimpanzee.
this. What? Chimps don't have tails? Oh, you're right. They don't.
No.
Oh, duh. Wow.
He's a chimpanzee. Like he's always been a chimpanzee. But I think because he's a monkey, we just assume he's got a tail.
That he should
Honestly,
have a tail.
in
Or
my
should have one.
head, the one without the tail actually looks right.
Yeah. Because
I
like
think so too. I don't recall this one. It wasn't. It's not.
I don't know.
one
Not a
that
big enough fan.
comes back.
Okay,
Not a
this
big-
one bothers me. What about you?
What?
The Chick-fil-A.
how it's spelled.
Yes.
Yeah, it
I
used to have the
think
K in it,
It's
right?
a problem.
Wait,
No, it does have.
it has the K in it. Okay,
now.
so that's what I thought. I always thought it had the K in it.
I never thought it had the K in it. I always thought it was CHIC-FIL-A. And now it's CHICK. I mean, that's, but I remember as a kid, when we would get Chick-fil-A, I'd be like, oh, that's weird. It's spelled different. Like they're missing a letter.
Yeah. Why would they do that too?
I always think that.
Huh.
But it's not. It's,
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
no, it's spelled.
And you were like the
CHICK.
Chick-fil-A queen. Like you love your Chick-fil-A, especially when you were younger.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah, no more. She can't. She's
I just
vegetarian
have fries from them.
ish, vegetarian, pescatarian.
Just a little pesky, you know?
A pesky. I'm a pesky.
Probably the most annoying. Like,
I only eat fish, actually.
yeah, so I don't know about that one. I think it's, what about you, John? Do you remember it being with a K or with a just like a C? Some people say it's with just a K.
No, that looks
No,
so.
I think
That
it was-
looks so wrong.
I remember it as CHIC
Same.
because I always looked at it like you said and thought it was spelled weird.
It's like, oh, they're missing a K
Something
at
just
the
didn't
end.
make. Yeah,
But now they spell it correctly.
yeah, like chicken is how it's spelled now. Before they
Yeah.
took out the K, I don't know.
You're like before because they definitely did.
They did.
They did.
Swapped it out
They
one
took it
night.
out.
Yeah,
They swapped it
honestly, again, I didn't like the only fast food that was near my house was we had a McDonald's that we sometimes went to and a Subway. So I never had Chick-fil-A or my parents didn't like, they hated fast food. They don't like it.
They like McDonald's.
Other than McDonald's, my mom will go down with some
Mm.
McDonald's for sure. She loves it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Looney Tunes. What do you think? Do you remember it being TUNES or TOONS? Looney Tunes.
I hated Looney Tunes.
like
Yeah,
cartoon.
I really
mean,
can't
watched
answer any of
Tweety
these.
Bird.
What the hell?
I didn't
Get
like
off the.
cartoons. I really didn't like Looney Tunes. in
Oh my
general.
God, people. Who did I marry?
So
No.
I don't know. I'm trying to see.
it's tunes, like TUNES, right? Because they're like, it's like they have a band and it's like
yeah,
a tune
but I
thing.
think a lot of people thought it was like tunes, like because since they're cartoons,
Looney Tunes. Yeah, that's
it
what I
makes
thought.
sense. Either way, it makes sense. But
Huh.
I don't know. I didn't watch enough of it. to
Yeah, I
say.
don't remember it.
I don't
I wanted
know.
to say Tunes, TUNES, just because I've seen that recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
I definitely remember it as a kid being TOONS for sure.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
like it's not even. Why would it be tunes? Like it's not a musical show or
Mhm.
something. It's just a cartoon show.
Well, that's kind of the same idea as Fruit Loops.
Yeah. It's just
Fruit
weird things like
Loops.
that. Yeah.
Is FROOTLOOPS.
That's weird.
I think that's right. I agree with that.
Or what
one.
about the Star Wars one?
Oh yeah, the classic.
Yep.
No, I am your father, or Luke, I am your father.
It is No, I Am Your Father.
That's the real version.
That-
but
Yeah,
that's what
everybody remembers it.
Yeah,
Luke.
everyone does.
You
I mean-
thought it was no?
No.
Oh,
but it
okay.
is.
Yeah, it
no.
is.
I've
No,
watched the clip like
I am
1,000
your
times because I'm
father.
always like,
Yeah.
never convinced.
Well, I was not a Star Wars fan either. So I feel like a lot of these I really can't even really say, but I definitely remember it being like, if I had to guess just from hearing it over and over, I feel like that's so repeated. It's such a popular quote.
What
And
about Magic
everyone thinks
Mirror?
that.
Yep.
The Magic Mirror one's crazy. That is one I watched a lot of Disney stuff. So
Yes.
that one weirded me out for sure.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
So
the fairest of them all?
so she says, and it's actually Magic Mirror.
Mirror.
It's not Mirror Mirror.
Yeah.
Mirror Mirror. I can remember I am 100%
Why would
sure
she
it's
say
Mirror Mirror.
magic
Mhm.
mirror? On
And
the
why
wall?
would my brain why as a kid would I not hear it right? That doesn't make sense. Like I've heard it was everywhere. Like
Well, then maybe it gets into the idea of like it was
had,
everywhere
like,
because everyone
toys
else
that
thought
did
it was
that.
everywhere. So then you just like absorbed it from everyone else as being in the wrong way, and then you just spread it wrong, and then everyone's just wrong.
Yeah,
I
it's just this
guess.
massive
The power
like
of the
people
mind.
remembering, not
is
remembering.
everyone wrong though?
Mm.
I remember that one so clearly. It was definitely Mirror Mirror. Like I remember even toys that I had that said that. Like we actually had a Snow White doll set. And I'm pretty sure it like said that or it was written on it or something because I remember having something that said Mirror Mirror on it.
That's
Hmm.
crazy to me.
I feel like a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like that one is
So
really
that's really weird. I mean, so what's actually happening here? Like, let's talk about what is the solution to this Mandela
Mhm.
effect? Like, what is causing it and why?
Mhm.
Like, is it just all of us collectively as a group not remembering something correctly, and because we all do at the same time, or is it like we're all having this individual experience and just remembering it correctly, and something changed along the way? Like, what is happening?
Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. Some people will be like, obviously, we're just remembering it wrong.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to, I think.
But if you think about it in like the other sense, yeah, you could be traveling through a different.
Like, could two universes be like kind of like overlapping with each other,
Yeah.
and there's like this spillover effect
Yes.
between the two?
I think that we can like kind of travel back and forth as well from like a certain set perhaps, or I don't know. And then there's like small things that are slightly off, but for the most part, everything is the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of options.
I mean,
there.
obviously, like there's so endless options, but I don't know.
I mean, like experts and scientists or researchers would say that it's this like it's an actual thing, that it's like we're all just remembering something
Yes.
wrong together.
Yes, they
Yeah.
would say that we're
And
remembering it wrong.
in reality, in this reality, it's always been that.
Yeah.
But we're like all having this like experience together where we're just not remembering.
And if
it
that's
right.
true, then that's like the power of
The
like
mind,
society,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Exactly.
And then it just turns into like a psychological thing, really, of like
Yep.
how we just are so we just absorb each other.
Yeah.
Easily
you know.
influenced.
Very
Easily
easily
influenced.
influenced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I've never even seen Star Wars. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I've never even seen
Black
that movie,
Friday,
but
Star
I've
Wars.
heard it. I've been so influenced by people around me that I knew that quote.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
I've never even seen
been
that
talked
scene.
about that much.
I think,
Yep.
the only reason I know that is from like Toy Story 2. Remember with like Zurg versus Buzz Lightyear? They say the same thing. It's
Yes.
all based off Star Wars.
I know.
Yeah. And he says, I am your father.
Yes.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the
elevator, right?
Does it actually happen in Toy Story? We'll have to go look.
Yes, it does. It happens in Toy Story. I remember.
He says,
I mean, I don't
does
know.
he say that?
I don't know
Does
what
it
he
say
says.
Luke though?
But they have
I
this big
don't
fight on a
know.
thing.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yes.
what it is in the movie too.
Mhm.
They're like on a big thing.
Are they
you can
fighting
fall
in
off
the
of
elevator? What are they fighting?
No,
in?
they're not in an elevator.
It's
I
like
don't know
a
why
ca-
you're getting an elevator. It was like just
Sorry.
like a circle thingy, and they could fall off of it. Isn't that what it is in Star Wars too?
I'm spacing it right now. I'm not.
I'm
Oh.
in Toy Story. I don't know.
But in Toy Story, it was like that too.
It's similar.
like
Yeah,
Zurg.
it's similar situation to the like fight scene in Star Wars. Yeah.
I wonder how they got it. We'll have to look after this and see if Toy Story, like Disney, because isn't Star Wars Disney? They own
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now they do.
Yes.
Lucasfilm. Yeah, they own.
But they probably didn't at the
LucasArts or
beginning.
whatever.
But yeah, but if
No.
anyone's going to get it right, it's probably them, right?
Yeah.
So
Probably.
we'll see what
Well,
they
I wonder if there's any big Star Wars fans out there, like what they really think.
Yeah. I've asked people and I've had a lot of people who are Star Wars fans comment that
Yeah.
they think
Luke.
that it was.
I am your father.
Yep.
Yeah.
hmm But then
Luke,
there are
I
people
am
that
your father.
also say, no. I remember that. And then
Again.
there's also the one with the R2D2 leg. Like,
Oh, C3PO.
yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, whatever.
Wrong
C-
droid.
C, whatever.
I'm
the
sorry,
hell.
whatever the hell.
The golden droid.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly not a Star Wars
Him.
fan.
People think he has a golden leg or something and he doesn't.
Yeah,
Or
he's
he-
not all gold.
Oh, he's not
I think
all
it's the
gold.
leg.
He's not all gold.
Or he,
I think
don't
so.
know. I don't remember. Now we'll have to look it up.
He's
What the
definitely all
effect
gold.
What
is.
the hell?
Sorry, guys. Our brains are a little. All of us had like no sleep last night. For those of you who don't know, I should have said this in the beginning. I had like straight up 3 hours of sleep because my giant rabbit. We adopted a giant rabbit, literally a giant. She's like that's the type
She's
of rabbit
like
she
6
is.
feet tall, like Easter rabbit.
Okay, she's not that big, but she's bigger than my dogs and my cats. Not as big as Bernie, but
Not
she's
yet,
she's a big
yeah.
rabbit and she's still growing and she's like a baby. She hasn't even been spayed yet. She's supposed to be spayed and she had babies. I've only had her for a week. She got impregnated at her foster. So I went like at 1 a.m. and went in her room and there was just a bunch of babies in there. Like I lifted up this cardboard box and they were just there. And I was like, oh my God. I like threw the box and started screaming. So I was up till like 4:30 with the babies. So I'm a little brain dead right now. So that's why I might sound a little crazy.
So C3PO has a silver leg.
That's
Not all
crazy.
gold.
Okay.
That's weird. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so
Yeah, and like I totally remember it being all gold. 100%.
Me too.
I
Yes,
really do
100%.
though. Like I have seen a few of the movies.
Because based
so.
off some of these photos, it's pretty obvious it's silver.
That's so weird to think about.
But I
'cause-
I would have
No.
caught that.
Totally.
It's very obvious.
I played the video games growing up and all sorts of stuff. You know.
It was
yeah,
always
like
gold.
you think you'd know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Like I get the action figures. That was like the big thing is remember Star Wars action figures?
Yep.
Dude, those were lit and yeah, like I'm pretty sure the C3PO had gold legs. But I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. And we're just like, I don't know. There's like this brain
Could
shift
be.
that happened. And maybe we're just like, I don't know. Maybe like as you get older and like that's why our generation,
So
I don't know.
why
There's
is
many
it
things.
so many things that have to do with like entertainment and production?
Yeah, that's
like
what's weird about
think
it.
like products and movies and entertainment, like things
Some
that are made. It's
events.
almost like it's all creative stuff. So it's almost like
I mean,
if there
is
really
events.
was a shift in reality, though, like maybe it's as simple as someone was feeling different and just did something differently. Like they're sitting down to write mirror, mirror, and they're like, oh no, magic mirror sounds better on that.
Well,
If-
do you think it's because those are things that a lot of people know about, like other random personal things?
yeah,
not everyone
there's probably
knows about,
tons of them.
so I don't
There's probably a
know.
lot of things. I don't know though. I don't know. At the same time, that kind of does show that it's like culture things.
Yeah.
We
it
all
seems
bond
like-
over things like this though, because they're things we've all experienced, like simple things like Star Wars and cereal.
Well, and like John said, technology's flashing this in our faces and has been for years. Like all of these brands and all these
Yeah.
different cultural
you would
stuff.
think we would know.
Versus there's not as much events or not as much history or not as much like normal societal type stuff versus advertisements. Like a lot of these things we see ads for, we see games, there's like media, there's things we consume. They're like consumable products, most of them.
True.
Isn't that weird? Like most are consumable products that
Yes.
are Mandela effects. Well,
Yeah.
could that be because we are consuming them and getting flashed with their ads and advertisements? So it's possible that things, get confused between other similar like products. I mean, that's what it seems to me is like, it must be my brain taking all these different things, all these cartoon shows, for example, like Looney Tunes and, Dexter's Laboratory and, all these different cartoon shows I used to watch and like Scooby-Doo, and just like completely, when my brain files them away as a memory, sometimes they overlap or things get misfiled and reassociated with other things that it isn't actually in real life.
Yeah, that's very true.
And
It's not like I
because
started
all of
paying
our
attention.
brains work like that, all of our brains work similarly, like we're all having this experience
Yeah.
because of these consumable products. Because again, like I
That makes
went,
sense.
like you can go to Reddit and there's like hundreds of Mandela Effect examples, but most of them
yeah.
are like consumables and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah.
You don't see people like making groundbreaking like discoveries about major events that were, untrue or something major. Like
No.
Yeah.
it's always like little things, So I
Yeah,
don't know.
weird things.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
It's all
some
creative
type
stuff, though.
Plus,
I don't know.
none of this has been like proven. Like for all we know, like we said, we could just be wrong. So it's not like what big news sources come out and been all like, "Oh, we accidentally reported on this event and
Right.
it was incorrect. Never happened."
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know
that's
why
true.
we thought it happened, but it never did.
Yeah.
It's all just like, I don't know. Has it? Has it not? I don't know.
So weird.
It is really
Seriously, like all the
Such a weird
things
thing.
could go on and on forever, like theories about Mandela Effect and why it
Yeah.
happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think there's like something more to be said about how media and ads and like Hollywood, for example, influence you as a person and what you think and your
Yes.
memories. Like we gotta do an episode on like Hollywood and its effect on everything and how the media portrays events and all these different things. Like
Yeah.
it's really weird. And I think when you dive into that whole realm, the Mandela Effect makes a lot more sense to you because it's like
Yeah.
kind of we're being programmed and being showed these things for, maybe not
Yeah.
necessarily a reason, but it's getting ingrained in our memories.
Yeah.
Like,
It shows you how things can be ingrained. But it also, if it's not true, it shows us like we might perceive so many things wrong all the time if we like we're so confused about so many things.
yeah. I mean, for
I
all
don't
we
know,
know,
it's so
our
strange.
perceived reality may not even be real. Like it's just our brains perceiving what is happening right now, but it may not even be a real thing, physical thing that's happening.
You know what's really interesting is this idea of false memories was, I can't say started, but was it, what am I looking for? It was like, let's see, I think I have it pulled up. But anyways, false memories, there's a lot of false memories and psychological studies revolving around it that pertain to like rape and cases like that, because
Yeah.
they were finding people recalling these things that didn't actually happen in their lives.
How
Which
do
I think
you-
is really interesting too, because is that something that, how do you know that didn't happen?
How do you prove that? Didn't
Exactly.
happen?
That's what I'm kind of was leading to.
If they say it
if you don't
happened.
know,
But it's so true though that like we remember things completely wrong. Like
yeah.
that's why like they'll have like witnesses at like 10 different witnesses at an event and they'll all say something completely
yeah.
different.
They
see
all
something
remember
different.
something totally different
Yeah.
about the event.
Yeah. It's weird how our brains kind of perceive
Yeah.
what we want in a way.
It is weird. I mean,
so then think about all the people, that have been convicted for crimes and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
sure, think about false memory playing into that
Yeah.
role. Like it's crazy.
Oh my gosh. That's really, really
Mhm.
frightening, honestly. And there's so many people.
Here's a theory for you. Could, the powers that be, the companies, the elite, whatever you want to call them, could they be using this like they know about this brain phenomena that occurs with our memory and the way that it works, and they're kind of exploiting that to their advantage in order to further their agenda, which includes like moving us into this whole world that we talked about at the beginning of, where everything's controlled and monitored and stuff. Can you already see that happening? Like they've been grooming us in a sense over the years, and we're waking up to it by like figuring out like, oh, the Mandela Effect. Holy shit. Like there's all
Yeah.
these things that
Could
don't make
be.
sense. And we're starting to like put the pieces together to figure out the grand picture here.
but then why would they
Interesting.
like be tweaking us on that? Like, we're going to change Chick-fil-A's
We're going to fuck with these
spelling
guys.
today. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it could be. It's
Maybe
just
these
like,
are
and we're just
discovered.
picking up like weird random things and we're just like tweeting. us dumb humans are like, I don't know, it must be just us being silly and not understanding.
Or maybe it's the simulation theory and there's just someone like changing it because they think it's so funny and they're like, oh my gosh, they think there's this Mandela Effect thing and it's actually just me changing the codes. Like,
Yeah, totally. It could be.
yeah.
Somebody's fucking with
It
the
does tie
simulation.
into that kind of, because then
Yeah.
everything changes
Yeah.
in the simulation and there's no
Mhm.
evidence of any
Yeah.
previous.
Yeah.
Well, if this is a simulation, I need the person who's my character to find that code that has like unlimited money or
The mother
unlimited
load
sim
code.
loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mother
mother
bitch.
load. I need the
Josh,
mother
how do we
load.
hack this?
Yeah, seriously.
Mother load. And then it was like LODE, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But let's
Hitting you up
continue.
with some Sims codes there, guys.
I don't know. It could be though. Like, what if it's just like a giant? It's like everyone. It's just like a giant simulation. It's just like a giant experiment, basically, science
Yeah.
experiment.
Yeah, and there could be a bunch running next to each
I
other.
mean, for all we know, aliens could be running us as a giant experiment
yeah,
and just controlling us from their hub, wherever it is,
yeah.
remotely.
In the moon.
Oh,
Hollow moon theory. They're in there.
That's-
The dark side of the moon.
they're in there. Yeah, the dark side of the moon is
Josh, you have a camera that goes to the moon now. Josh got a good camera that like takes pictures of the moon.
I did.
Really
Maybe you
good
can
pictures.
see if it's. I mean, you can see
I've
pretty
already
clearly.
checked the front. There's nothing on the front from what I can see. There's no enormous base on the front side.
there's no little dudes walking around.
That'd be
Nope.
crazy if you could see like in the Bigfoot video from last week, like all of a sudden on the moon, there's just like a little thing walking.
Oh my god.
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be something.
pretty fucking cool.
People would be
What if
It's
there was like
wow.
a creature on the moon one day that was so big that we could literally see it from?
We
Like
could
a
just see
giant,
it.
like a dragon.
giant spider. What if there's like a giant 8-legged spider on the moon? You can
And
just see
it's
it
so
from here.
huge that it looked like
It was
a
just like
tiny little
crawling
speck
in
to
circles.
us.
No, it
It
was
was
that
moving
big. No, it was so big that you could see
Oh my
it
god!
from your
Oh my god!
She's like trying to freak Kendall out.
I hate
it's
spiders.
so big, you can see it.
It's so big that it just grew web from here to Earth.
So if you're like me, you're pretty busy. I mean, I never have time to do all the errands that I need to do. And one of those things that I never seem to have time to do is go to the post office just because of the time it takes to drive there and then wait in line and talk to somebody and finally drop off my packages. And because of the giant hassle of going to the post office and juggling all your packages, hoping not to drop and break anything, that's where stamps.com comes in. They are one of the most popular time-saving tools for small businesses. Stamps.com eliminates trips to the post office as well as saving you money with discounts that you can't even get at the post office. So why would you go when you can save money and print your postage online? Whether you're a small office or a business like I am, where I'm sending packages to customers as well as, fans, things like that, it can be a lot to juggle. And, I have a ton of packages or Amazon returns, all of us people shopping online these days, you got to ship that stuff back. And instead of having to go there and go through all that hassle, you can print out the postage at a discounted rate, often online on your computer. And right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. All you got to do is go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and then type in Mile Higher. That's stamps.com, click on the microphone and enter code Mile Higher to take advantage of that offer.
So one thing that I truly love in life is subscription boxes. For some reason, it feels like Christmas because you're getting this surprise gift in the mail. And it comes, and sometimes you don't even remember that it's coming. So it's like a nice surprise. So one of my favorite subscription boxes is FabFitFun. This is actually a seasonal box if you've never seen it before. So it comes 4 times a year and it's filled with full-size beauty, fitness, and lifestyle products. They have a bunch of really high-quality brands such as Tarte, Kate Somerville, Anthropologie, Free People, Dr. Brandt, and that's just the beginning of it. So even in this box right here, we have the new Tarte Skincare Drink of H2O. So I'm really excited to try that. This is cruelty-free, which is awesome. This box came with a lot of skincare stuff, which is great. I'm trying to redo a bunch of my skincare because I'm going completely cruelty-free. So these products are going to be awesome. It also has like a foot cream, everything that I would need for summer. And then it also has this really cute little dish in here and a towel, a beach towel. So you never really know what you're going to get in it. But I always love and use everything in my FabFitFun boxes. They're really fun to get. It retails for $49 $39.99, but it is valued at over $200. So check it out at www.fabfitfun.com and use the code MILEHIGHER so you can save $10 on your first box, making it only $39.99. Again, that's fabfitfun.com and use the code MILEHIGHER because you deserve to treat yourself.
How about some universe theories?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the big bounce theory?
Have you heard of the Big Bounce theory?
Mm-mm.
So the Big Bounce theory is this idea that the Big Bang has occurred and will continue to occur millions of times throughout the duration of our universe. It'll like the Big Bang just keeps
It's like
happening.
a universal reset, which would go along with the idea of
So it collapses it explodes every 3 billion years and reforms essentially.
yeah, which
Or-
goes along with the whole idea of that one god in
Yeah.
is it Hindu? It's Hinduism,
Narara?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Shiva.
no.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shiva. Yeah. Correct.
Creator
the
of
idea
the
Shiva.
universe and ender of the
Destroyer.
universe.
Correct.
She takes us into the world and takes us out of it.
Right. And this is just like a scientific version of that traditional.
But that idea has been around a
religious
long
idea.
time. The idea of the world resetting.
I think it's very plausible that
Mhm.
if life in fact is the cycle and if reincarnation is in fact real and life just continues on in this cycle, then why wouldn't the planet and the rest of the universe do the same thing?
Maybe it's just being rebooted.
It's a reboot.
Maybe we're like supposed to, this is sad, like global warming is, maybe it's like supposed to happen as part of like the cycle and then it just like will end. It's so sad to think about it.
Maybe we are our own destroyers in the end.
That's what I'm
every
saying.
single time. And it's
Yeah.
like about maybe there'll be a generation one day that doesn't fuck
Well, maybe
themselves up.
if we're going back to the whole like level, what is it actually called?
Kardashev scale,
Yes.
the
Yeah, the
civilization.
If we can
yeah.
actually level up a little bit here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if that won't happen. But for now, we just keep killing ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not making it
Maybe
very
this
far.
is the farthest we've been
No.
though.
Right.
You don't know.
And I mean, I don't know. I personally don't believe so. I think there's been a prior civilization of some sort that far exceeds ours.
It would make
currently.
sense that way for sure. God, that's cool.
That may not have gotten to the point where they can literally like control what happens in the universe or like stop massive events or stars from exploding or something like that. I don't know if they have that capability, because if you think about that for a minute, it's fucking crazy. Like a star exploding, the amount of energy that is required in order for that to happen, could a alien civilization potentially stop that?
I don't know.
I don't know. It'd be crazy if they could.
That
And
would
how
be
advanced
insane.
they'd have to be to do that. They might be able to like utilize the energy from the star, which is a part of like one of the higher scales
It's like
of
a
this
Dyson
Kardashev scale.
sphere.
Creating a
stars.
Dyson sphere, yeah. A structure around a star in order
Yeah.
to harness its energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Use it into something so that it doesn't blow up.
Right. So yeah, I think this theory, the Big Bounce theory in scientific terms is might be right. I mean, I think it's very plausible for the universe to have a restart button at some point. I mean, civilizations do. They
Mhm.
rise and fall and rebirth and everything. So why not that? Right.
Yep.
We already talked about this a little bit, but the multiverse theory, the idea that there's multiple universes that all exist in a different form or situation. So I also bring forth like this idea of, well, I don't bring forth. I'm trying to make myself sound so smart. I thought of this idea. of parallel universes.
this idea.
Earlier this morning, I pondered a thought.
Okay, Scholar Josh.
Yes. No. Parallel universes.
No.
Parallel universes. So like there's all these universes happening, all coinciding with one another. We're all here, we're all podcasting, we're all just slightly doing something very different. But there's an infinite number of it. So
I wonder if there's a universe where there's not baby rabbits.
yes, there is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're just not currently in that. Like,
That's weird to think
So you
about.
think there's like multiples of you, basically?
yeah,
Yeah.
There's zillions of you.
correct.
And not all of them would be podcasting right now.
If you go far enough down the line, yeah.
But like the one a few hundred over would be podcasting right now, maybe like a few seconds off.
Yeah, or just saying something different,
Saying
talking
something.
about something
Mhm.
different. I mean, when I say infinite possibilities, you have to understand what infinite
Infinite
means.
Anything.
That's really weird.
You can't understand
Wow.
infinite. Have you ever thought
No.
about that? What
Oh
is
no,
infinity?
that is the hardest thing to think about.
Our brains just
Thinking
blow
about
up.
how the universe is infinite and never is just constantly
Ever
expanding.
expanding.
That absolutely just blows my mind.
It's like so strange to think about.
Expanding.
It doesn't even make sense.
There's
Infinity.
an infinite amount of like space time. It's infinite. So it just continues going. It expands into what?
Nothing. We don't know what's on the other
But like,
side
what's
of
on
it.
the other side of
Expanding
it? That's what I'm saying. What is it expanding,
What is expanding into?
Dude, no one knows.
More
It's
universes.
all a computer simulation.
More universes.
Just kidding.
Well,
They're
that's
all
a good
just expanding
explanation.
into each other.
Well,
Just
that's the
constantly
idea of the
merging.
Mandela Effect too. Is that you got parallel universes. Then like I've seen this idea that universes are bubbles. That all these universes are
Yes.
in these
Mhm.
bubbles, and all these
They
bubbles are
slightly
all kind of
touch.
floating around,
In what?
together in what space or whatever is around the universe, and they bump into each other. They kind of like, boop, boop, and things happen and things transfer. Maybe possible.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Maybe.
definitely possible. It's interesting to think about.
Like maybe what if what if you die, you eventually like your consciousness just moves from one universe to the next, and you kind of live in all these different versions of yourself.
Forever.
For all we
living.
know, I mean, you may not
eternal.
like reincarnate into something completely different, or your soul may not go into something completely different. You might be who you are in another universe, no matter which one it is.
It just doesn't feel right to me in
True.
my gut, but like, I'm sure
Yeah, 'cause
obviously nothing.
like you
We
mentioned,
should
if
trust
there's
that.
if there's a million, or an infinite number of universes,
Right.
you could be per se dead in this one, but not in
Another
the one,
yeah.
like we said, way down the line. It's really
Yeah.
interesting. to
If
think
it's
about.
infinite,
Oh God, it's so weird to think about.
infinity is real. Like,
Wow, there's
then-
always so many dogs out there. Infinite number of little Charlies.
Oh my gosh.
life is infinite.
Yeah.
Like, life itself is infinite across the entire expanse of the universe. Which then brings up
Yeah.
this idea of like, in our little universe and reality, why is it that we can't seem to interface with other life
No.
outside of
Mhm.
our own little planet and the speck in our
Nice,
universe? The
pathetic
speck that
speck.
we're on. We're like, oh, we're it. That's it. Just us.
Well, okay, if people actually think that, then
Yeah, true. But
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
people do think
Read a
that.
book,
A lot of people
maybe.
do think that we're it. And,
that we're it.
yeah, we're alone in the universe and it's just us.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it is
Statistically.
impossible.
Like I
Statistically.
literally want to say that's impossible.
Yep.
I'm
I
like
do.
that convinced.
Just from a very logical thought process, it
Doesn't make sense at all.
no, it doesn't make sense.
the chances of being the only things out there.
Just because we can't see and figure out what's going on out there doesn't
We
mean
can't
there's
see
nothing there.
shit.
You think it just
We're like,
ends?
oh my God, we're on Mars. Woo-ha.
Woo-ha.
Like, bitch, why don't you try and get out of this the solar system for a
Right.
second?
Yeah.
Try to travel somewhere else.
But
I don't know.
Thinking like that's
I mean,
kind of like
I'm sure they're trying.
It's kind of like the flat Earth theory, right? If
Yeah.
you don't think anything else is out there, it's kind of like the flat Earth theory. You think you get to an edge and it just ends.
Well, what if it's just space forever and there's just lots of other planets, millions and billions and trillions and zillions of other planets out there that have no life on them? They're all dead. Not dead.
Yeah,
They're
why
just-
would there even be all these different? It's so ignorant. It's like the stupidest thing to
Yeah.
assume that we are alone in the universe. In the fucking universe? Are you for
there has to be
real?
something.
With how many species are on Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many do you think are in the universe?
Doesn't mean
Infinite.
humans are running around
Yeah, it's
somewhere
not
out
like
there,
we're the
but
only things on Earth.
some life form is out there.
Right.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily even need water. We don't know what other life forms need.
No.
So,
Yeah. Well, plus,
yeah,
if you want to talk
anyone
about
who
all the
thinks
weird
that
things
is
that,
crazy.
like the crop circles and how we got that, we sent out a signal and got something back that like
Yes.
showed.
Arecibo message.
Yeah,
Arecibo message,
exactly. That showed a little like pictures of their DNA and
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah, that
Hoax.
was so obviously a
It's a hoax.
message. Oh my God, it's not a hoax.
honestly, it's just a hoax, like from some Tumblr idiot in their basement.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God. It was like
Some
Carl
Joe blow got
Sagan's
on his
project. People are
tractor.
dumb. It's real. And I
Oh,
wish
I
more
miss
people would take
Carl
that shit
Sagan.
seriously.
I wish Carl Sagan was.
It's all part of going a mile higher though, to get to that point where you can think about these things. Because a lot of people, like we were talking about this the other day, so many people that we interact with on our everyday basis live in this bubble that is so small and it only contains the immediate area around them.
Mhm.
And that's it. And that's all they think about all day, every day. And they never think beyond that or think about, what's even beyond that level, what's really going on out there. What is me? What is life? What is, a lot of people don't
Mhm.
want to ask those questions because they're
Mm-mm.
comfortable in their little world. And
Mhm.
Sure.
so, we're just like, duh, it makes sense. But a lot of people like can't comprehend this idea that there's really other life out there. There's other intelligent beings.
I guess if you're
that-
this far into this podcast, you probably agree with us.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah.
yeah, there are a lot of people out there who just can't even go there.
No, it's
Freaks them out.
Yeah.
It changes their reality. Like we're just such creatures of habit, like we said earlier, that having to accept the idea of aliens or other life forms just throws a whole.
The
whole
unknown is
thing.
really scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
that's
I
like
think
the most scary
also
thing.
like a lot of it has to do with your religion. Like a lot of times it's not like
yeah, it is. Well, it's
it doesn't
at the end of the day,
align.
Religion is about what the point of life is. Like every religion is like a different version of the point of life and the
Right.
creator of life
Mhm.
and stuff. So,
But what if you believe in God, then do you believe that God's making aliens, or are there different gods on different universes making different people?
well, that's, that would throw off everyone's religion. If we found out for sure there was aliens, everyone
know.
would have to go back to the drawing board because they're all wrong. Because yeah, that would be crazy. I wish, is there even a religion that's like believes in, well, Scientology believes in aliens other than them? I
A
wonder if there's
religion?
anyone that like is like religious and spiritual about aliens. There probably is.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
sure
a group
there
called
is.
like the Raylans that are kind of like that.
There has to be.
They're trying to,
Yeah.
this group is actually trying to propose like to the UN to become like Earth's ambassadors essentially for aliens and stuff. Like this group of individuals who are like really into
Interesting.
aliens want the UN to
Dude, they
designate
probably
them
know
as,
what
like,
they're talking about, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm curious
Huh.
about that. We should look into that
Yeah,
into
I wanted
another
to.
episode.
Yeah, when we talk about aliens on a future episode, we'll have to talk about that. I
Okay.
think it's pronounced Raylans. I might be wrong. So,
Interesting.
but I'll link it. But yeah, it's really interesting. There's a group literally proposing to the United Nations that they want to be considered as the ambassadors for Earth when we make contact.
It's going to happen.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, isn't it? The last thing I wanted to, before we move on to the Gaia theory, I wanted to mention deja vu real quick. What do you think has anything to do with possibly a multiverse theory
Yes.
or parallel universes?
Mhm.
There have been places where I'll walk into somewhere and you would get this like overwhelming, like weird, almost like nostalgic
Fucking been here.
feeling of
Mhm.
like, I've been here, I've smelt this, I've seen this person, I've heard that person say something, we've had this conversation before. There are times where I'll think about a conversation happening or someone saying something, and then a few hours later when I'm with that person, they like say it exactly, that exact little like weird scenario that I played in my
Yeah.
head happens.
As it's like, it's almost like you're a millisecond behind. Like, it's happening as it's coming out, but you're not fast enough to say it before it happens. But you like kind of know. It's like
Mhm.
psychic, but like super low key, like a couple seconds psychic.
It's so weird.
It's so strange. It's the weirdest feeling. And you can't really just describe it.
no.
No.
Mhm.
Do you guys have a lot of deja vu?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah. Like, what do you like specific examples?
It's
Like,
always
I'm trying to think
places
of, like,
for me. Places,
yeah, yes.
smells.
Smells
Trigger it
smells
sometimes.
for sure.
Like I'll smell something and I'll think, oh my God, I've been here for this
And
reason. And
I'm pretty sure smell
That's
is
not
our
deja vu, babe. You always say that, but that's
What?
not deja vu. Smelling, that's
Yeah, I
like
was
a
gonna say,
memory.
mine's all like visual.
Yeah, babe. It's like literally a moment repeating. Josh always is like, yeah, I smell something. It reminds me of home. That's just like
remembering-
nostalgia, dude.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have actual deja vu, babe? I don't know if you ever have.
oh my God, now I think about it, I'm like, oh, that is just like nostalgic memory.
Or like you feel like this has like happened to you before.
It's literally like very
No.
specific.
Yeah, have
like
you-
then this
have you ever
happened and
been
then
in a
someone turned
situation
left
where
and this
you
and it's like
remember?
yes.
it's as it's happening. I've only had it
Yes.
happen to me probably like maybe 10 times in my whole life.
It's so weird. It's happened to you with
Yeah,
you
it's happened
before.
with you for sure. Definitely. I feel like a lot of them have been with you that I've had it.
No, I've definitely experienced deja vu, and I do experience it. Yeah, I don't know if I could say how many times a year, but at least a handful a year, where it's like clear, like it's, you come into a situation and you're like, this has already happened before 100%. I've experienced this in the exact way that
I've
I'm
lived
experiencing
this,
it right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling where you're like, whoa, this is, you just like realize
you
you're
can't
like,
even explain
And it's pretty
it.
short lived too. You're like walking
Yes.
around like I still feel like this.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm future.
and
Yeah.
it's for a second you
Or
try and get back to that mindset, but you can't. But you're like, it's just so weird feeling for that split moment.
Or have you ever had it where you dream and then the situation comes true? essentially.
That's
Like,
some psychic shit.
I've
dude.
had it
That's
like
some
the other way.
Declan shit.
It's because you have a water moon. That's why.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've
so
never
like
had that.
dream about a situation and then you live it and then you're like, oh, it's deja. Like, yeah.
No, that
And
doesn't
it's
happen.
exactly like it,
But, yeah,
or you're
like-
just like, I had a dream that was like this.
No, it's pretty
And-
spot on or similar. I mean,
So you're
not
like
the
manifesting your.
it's like
days?
it's like a clip of it. It's like 30 seconds or whatever.
A
But going
clip.
in and just seeing a certain
Yeah.
image or talking to somebody, yeah,
What? So crazy.
I know.
It
Yeah.
really is.
I don't dream, so I don't know. I know people are like,
Can't
Yes,
believe you
you
don't
do.
dream.
Everyone dreams. You just don't remember it.
It's true.
It's true. I know. It's
Do
true.
either of you get sleep
kind of,
paralysis?
but yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Dude,
It is
holy
so
shit.
weird.
How come I've never talked to you about that?
I feel like I have. I even texted you and Kathleen and you were talking about this on the podcast.
You texted me about it?
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, what she's talking about, I have. Yeah. Sleep paralysis.
I must have not seen that.
We talked, like, you replied and stuff.
Really?
Wow.
Wow. That's awkward. I'm pretty sure you didn't, but
Oh, okay.
Wait, so you do have it though?
I've had it before.
That's so
Where you
scary.
It feels like where you like can't move, right? That's what.
Mhm.
Yeah, it feels like it's like really heavy. Almost.
you
It
ever
feels like
seen
someone's
anything?
sitting on me?
Yeah. People always say they see
I have
like
a
black
really-
figures, shadowy. That's what everyone says.
I feel like I can't open my eyes. Even like I feel like someone is like pushing my eyes. Like I can't open my eyes, and I know that I'm like I can't move. I'm like awake, and I'm like I know it's happening. It just feels like
I'm
someone's
trying
like,
to
putting
picture
so
that'd
much,
be like.
I know.
so much. It's putting
I'm
so
not sure
much
I-
pressure on you.
I'm not sure I've heard of this.
Always feels like a lot of pressure, and a lot of times it happens when I'm like, like in college, and I would take like middle of the day naps.
Oh yeah.
I would wake up and I'd like
People
come
say
out
that.
of this weird.
That or like being on a
Fuck.
medication. Like a lot of people told me opioids will make them do that.
Mhm.
Really,
Mhm.
I don't know. I've never been
I've
on.
never had it.
Yeah,
never
I don't
had
know.
it.
It's
Sorry, that has nothing to do with deja vu, but I'm just curious.
sleep paralysis.
I'm
is
going to
weird.
ask every single guest because I love hearing experiences about sleep
That's
But
paralysis.
most
very
people
weird.
describe it the same way, like a
Yeah.
heavy feeling.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
It's
are
someone
aware of
sitting
it?
on them. Someone told me the other day, it was so scary. She was like, I could clearly see this black shadowy ghost thing and it went in my mouth and out through my, I don't know,
Oh,
out of her
my
body.
God.
She said out of her body. I
Oh.
don't know, out her ass or something. I don't know.
Is that a fart?
Jesus.
But yeah, I don't know. That would be crazy. Like imagine
That's
seeing
terrifying.
that. And then, yeah, like even Kathleen's husband was telling us after the podcast that he's had it and he's pictured like, well, not pictured. He saw like this black shadowy gargoyle looking thing or something like yelling at him from his he was like staring into a closet door.
Yeah,
my
yeah. He
God.
saw something in the closet. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And he couldn't do anything and he
No,
couldn't
thank
scream
you.
and
Ugh,
Wow.
Yeah,
so
yeah, you
crazy.
can't talk. You have, and you know, and there's no point really either. Like, help me, I'm sleeping weird.
Yeah,
Like,
help me, I'm sleeping weird.
Yeah, so you just gotta kind of sit there.
I've
And
never had
I feel like
that.
I've had it enough times where you're just kind of like, you'll come out of that eventually. You'll be able to wake up. But I know like there's always in my
Wiggle your
head a lot of
toes and
times I'm
stuff.
always
Wow.
like, wake up. Yes, wiggling your toes and fingers is like a way to kind of like finally get out of there. And then eventually I just like am able to open my eyes and then I'm like, fine. Then you open your eyes and you're like out of it.
God, that's wild.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Sleep paralysis. God.
That would scare the shit out of me.
It feels so heavy.
Yeah, I'm glad I haven't experienced that.
Yeah.
Does not sound
I'm
fun.
always curious how long because it feels like it lasts a long time, but it could be like
Probably really
7
short.
seconds for all I know. But it feels like my legs are filled with like sand or something.
I think it's like minutes long.
Is that?
It's so weird.
I mean, I don't know. I've never had it, but from what I've heard,
Because aren't
from what
dreams
people
supposed to be
say,
really short?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Dreams are weird.
dreams are
Yeah,
so weird.
they're
Oh my
weird.
gosh, we're gonna get into
Yeah.
another tangent here.
No, but what do you guys think about the Gaia theory, which is basically that the Earth itself is its own giant organism, and the ocean is to some extent as well, because it's kind of like the lifeblood of the planet if you think about it.
Yeah, I believe in that
Mhm.
100%. I believe
Yes.
the entire
Yeah.
universe is in a way like
a
its own organism. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it all is in conjunction together, but as a whole, the universe is one giant conscious being in a way.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that it's definitely alive because it's showing signs of like
Yeah. Falling apart.
damage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you think like natural disasters and things like that
Yeah, I
are,
mean, it's
are
giving
defense mechanisms
Life.
or warnings?
I mean,
Interesting.
I do. The Earth is not pleased.
It's like, wake up, guys.
Yeah,
You're
it's like,
fucking
wake up.
destroying
Yeah.
Oh,
me."
you didn't
I don't wanna
understand
kill you,
this
but-
first hurricane? Okay, let me send you another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand? Okay, let me light some things on fire.
People won't get it until mass amounts of people are affected by it. That's the reality.
But mass amounts of people are affected by it.
Well, on the scale where
What,
they start
Yellowstone
having
needs
to
to
show it
blow
on
up?
the news. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Can that happen from global warming? Is that a global warming threat too?
But who
That
knows?
Yellowstone's going to throw it?
But if
Throw up.
That's a good one, actually.
if you're going off of the Gaia theory, it doesn't matter like about global warming necessarily. Like if the Earth is alive, it could just be pissed off and decide to blow up Yellowstone to get
and
our
be like,
attention.
Yeah.
But like,
that's true.
hey,
Interesting.
assholes, I'm going to throw up all over you.
Yeah. Strange.
So-
could escalate it. Like it probably has, there's probably abilities and natural disasters that we can't even fathom that could occur.
Oh,
Because like there's
what if we had like massive sinkholes, like 50-mile long sinkholes?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
just drops out of nowhere. All
Just
of a sudden,
drop.
like, Manhattan falls into
Boom,
that sinkhole,
done.
gone forever,
Oh my gosh.
just swallowed by
Can
the
you
earth.
imagine the
That's what
impact?
sinkholes are.
Something like that.
Yeah, just
No,
disappear.
I know.
Same with earthquakes and
Gone.
stuff.
No, but I meant like a city like New York being
Yeah.
taken
Oh,
out like
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be crazy.
That would be
It'd
crazy.
What if like a
freaking
bunch of
wild.
states just dropped?
Ugh.
Like all of us in Arizona just
Like,
gone.
oh, we lost 3 states today.
Yeah. What the hell? That is
Because if you think about it, it really does. This theory that the earth is a living organism really makes sense in the sense that, and could be a conscious being clearly, because it does keep us alive. It provides through, if you think of plants as an extension of whatever this Gaia
Yeah.
is,
Yes.
you think of it as an extension of that. That's what provides oxygen for us to
Mhm.
breathe, the
Mhm.
food that we eat.
Mhm.
Everything is provided by Gaia.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I love plants so much.
so yeah, I mean, could Gaia punish us? If Gaia can make us live, can they make us die? Or could it make us
easily.
die?
Yeah.
I feel like we're doing it ourselves. We're like, damn, we don't have to do it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
And so maybe, I don't know, maybe Gaia eventually like starts over and just says, you know what, let's scrap this
Scrap
run and
it.
start over.
Yeah. I feel like that's what
Because they
happens.
literally destroyed the entire thing. These fucking little ants running around.
Like the immune system has those like tidal waves, rip currents, tsunamis. They're the defense
Yep. And helps
against
and has
outside
like
stimuli, which is seen as a threat.
Interesting.
because the
So
planet
what if we're
does have
sick right
natural
now?
like shifts and things
Yeah.
like that.
That's sad.
And we're stunting it, or we're, pushing it into a
Gosh.
direction it doesn't want to go.
Yep, exactly.
Really
What if a
fucking up.
hurricane is just like a giant sneeze or like something that the earth gives off? Well, it's
way to make
or
light of the
something.
situation. Maybe it's just a sneeze.
Oh,
and,
someone get
No,
a
but
tissue.
the
If
earth
that's
has
just
a
a
giant
sneeze, we're in
cold.
trouble.
Yeah, if that's just the sneeze, we're fucked.
That's just the sneeze, yo.
Yeah, we're in for a real disaster. So the last theory I wanted to cover is something called the theory of phenomenalism, which this is a wacky theory, so get ready. But basically, it's this idea that whatever you look at isn't actually there. It's like just perceived and then it's gone, and nothing exists without consciousness to observe it. For everything is dependent on human perception. Does that make any sense? Did I just
Yeah.
blow your mind?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually heard of this.
So it's an old philosophical idea created by George Berkeley, who argued that nothing exists outside of the human mind.
Oh, those
And
theories
with
bother
that,
me.
with that being said, is consciousness. So everything is perceived and created by the mind, but in the physical reality of the universe, it doesn't actually exist. Doesn't exist. This is not real. It seems real to us.
Well, then how come we
perceiving
can't
it.
like imagine way better things for ourselves?
You can.
You can. That's the thing.
Who's to
Oh,
say you
that's
can't?
manifesting, I guess, in a way.
And maybe our government, here we go,
Yeah, I mean, from
It's
a conspiracy
just-
perspective, yeah,
is destroying us to make us think we can't do that with our water and fluoride. It all ties into it. It all ties in.
Well, if you think
each
about
other.
what's the absolute most important body part, organ, what is
The
it?
brain.
The brain, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where, as far as we know, consciousness lies is within the brain. So
Right.
without your brain, you're just flesh.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So without your body, what are you just left with? Your your mind, your soul, basically one and the same in a lot of senses, your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we can eventually figure out exactly what consciousness is, this is a real possibility. Like this is a possibility that it's all perceived. Our reality, the things we experience is all perceived by our consciousness just through like these set of lens that we have.
And that blows my mind because then like,
How do you think we all perceive the same like objects?
That's what I was about to say.
And reality,
Right. Why
how
is
do
that?
we
as
all
one another?
perceive like going? I don't know. It's just
Because it all aligns, or you would think it aligns.
Or
If
we'd
we're
all look
sitting
at each
here,
other.
all seeing the same
Right.
mics. All
I was
you
like
know.
saying we're all looking at the same table.
Yeah,
We're
why
all
are we
seeing
all on the same
rug.
page so much? We're all in sync and on the
Exactly.
same brainwave. That makes no sense to me.
Do we like
Maybe
pick up
we're
each
programmed
other's
already.
vibrations and realize like, oh, we're all around each other, therefore we're all going to see the same things. We're all going to see the same, have the same stimuli.
Okay, guys. Well, then let's, as a group, imagine that there's an actual Easter bunny upstairs, and we go up there, and maybe it'll be there if we just imagine hard enough, right?
But that is true. Actually, there is an Easter bunny up
There is.
Oh yeah, I actually
And
do
a
have.
lot of
them.
little
We
ones.
have. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah, we are outnumbered with animals by a lot.
yeah. I currently have 16 pets in my house. Don't report me. I'm just kidding. I mean, one of them's like 8 of them are tiny little litter of bunnies. God, that's crazy. I have to like figure that out after this. I need to
Yeah.
go upstairs and
Gotta
figure them out.
Gotta figure that out.
But hopefully these series were interesting.
Yeah,
Did you find it interesting?
I did. That was
I
a
liked
good
them a lot.
discussion.
Yeah.
I think it's good to tackle reality and life from all angles and get all the
Yeah.
information. So you
And
can at least like rule things out. And,
Yeah.
you know, obviously everybody has their own opinion about what is actually going on here. But
And that's why it's fun to have like more opinions
Different
from other
perspectives,
guests.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know, you guys. Should
I'm
John and
down.
Janelle come back for another trippy cast?
No, they shouldn't.
No.
Never want to see them again.
Never again.
Don't be mean
Exile.
to my family or you're done.
Oh, you're done.
You're done. I'm Italian. You're,
You're
done.
done. Wow, Janelle.
Oh,
You're done.
God. You're done. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mile Higher podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having
Yeah,
us. It was
thanks,
we will
guys.
be next.
pleasure.
This was awesome.
Yes.
a great time.
Thank you for being here. Yeah,
for
you
real.
guys are our first like 2 guests. This went like really well, I feel like.
Yeah,
The
it did.
dynamic.
Yeah.
It went really well.
We're gonna be good when we have actual people.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
hope
just kidding.
so.
I'm just kidding.
Let's hope so,
I'm
'cause-
just kidding. We just have some
Actual
average
people.
folks here.
Average folk, and then
Yeah.
I'll be booted back to like being the bathroom tenant for like the main guest.
Janelle's our bathroom tenant.
Oh
Come
my
to the
God.
Mile Higher studio. God.
Hell yeah. But if you guys enjoyed the episode,
I'm
make
so
sure
tired.
you like, subscribe. Again, audio on Mondays, video on Wednesdays. And yeah, let us know what you thought of these series and the Mandela Effect or any examples that we need to see. That would be great. But as always, thanks again for watching or listening. We will see you guys next time. Stay safe.
Yes. And stay woke.
Stay woke, folks.
See you next time.